The rendering of military honors is one of the most sensitive and important functions that the Honor Guard is called upon to perform, and we must do it well. It is essential that military honors are rendered in a professional and dignified manner without exception. With this in mind, it is paramount that all Honor Guards represent the Air Force in the best possible manner in these most sensitive situations. The elements for a standard honors funeral: the pallbearers, the color guard, the firing party, a bugler, and an Air Force chaplain if needed. The funeral you are about to observe is intended to demonstrate to you the proper rendition of military honors for transfer from a hearse to the ceremony at gravesite. You'll observe the actions and movements of each element and should give you, the base Honor Guard, insight into how to conduct your movements. Upon arriving at the cemetery, the Honor Guard will fall out and do a self-inspection of each other. Note how detailed each individual performs the inspections, with the intent to present an impeccable image to the public. While performing these inspections, note how the Honor Guard members use proper decorum in placing themselves in preparation to march to the grave. In their march to the grave, note how the Honor Guard members break off. The firing party will go to its proper location, far enough away from the grave to avoid a safety hazard, but visible to the family while sitting at gravesite. The pallbearers remain in formation, placing themselves to the appropriate side of the street in preparation for the arrival of the hearse. The color guard proceeds to its proper location at the foot of the grave. Once all Honor Guard members put themselves in the proper locations, they make the necessary movements and await the arrival of the procession. Upon the arrival of the procession, the person closest to and to the front of the formation executes a hand salute while the hearse passes, if a flag is included in the ceremony. After the hearse passes, the pallbearers move forward and execute the proper flanking movement, then take 3 steps and stop. An extra Honor Guard member may be utilized while controlling the funeral procession or as a substitute in emergency situations. The funeral director then opens the hearse door, and the pallbearers proceed toward the hearse on the command secure. The designated pallbearer does a hang step toward the hearse and ensures the flag properly drapes the casket. He then pulls the casket out, and each respective pallbearer executes the appropriate movement to claim possession of the casket. The pallbearers now execute the appropriate steps to clear the hearse. They will execute the proper turn and proceed to gravesite. The procession will follow the pallbearers and proceed to gravesite. The procession is preceded by the clergyman, who will conduct the graveside service. Note how the NCOIC renders a hand salute while the flag-draped casket is in motion, and while positioning himself at the foot of the grave. After the casket has been properly placed on the lowering device at gravesite, the pallbearers raise the flag to waist-high level and pull it tight. It is common during this service for the clergyman to sprinkle either earth or holy water on the casket. In doing so, the pallbearers closest to the head of the casket raise the flag for that purpose. At the conclusion of the clergyman's remarks, the funeral director will ask the family to rise for the rendering of military honors. Firing party will then fire 3 rounds of 7 volleys in tribute to the deceased.
Ready? 3, set, ho!
The bugler will then sound taps. At the conclusion of taps, the bugler will render a hand salute. The pallbearers will now fold the flag, ensuring that no red portion of the flag is visible. The flag is then presented to the NCOIC. He accepts the flag with his left hand on top, right hand on the bottom, and will hold the flag in this position as the pallbearer renders a slow hand salute. The pallbearer will then execute the appropriate movements in returning to his original position. The NCOIC then proceeds to the next of kin, presents the flag, and makes a verbal statement of condolence. He then renders a slow hand salute and returns to his original position at the foot of the casket and dismisses the pallbearers. Relatives and friends should then leave the gravesite. It is of the utmost importance that the Honor Guard maintain their professionalism in leaving the gravesite and while marching to the assembly point.